Hello, class 10th. Isn't it refreshing during the lockdown time period? Let's go to the forest, take a round, which are very important renewable natural resources, dominated mainly by trees, forming a sort of canopy. They are essential for the ecological balance of all ecosystem. They maintain the biological ecosystem. Place for living for many animals, birds, and other organisms. But what we are doing by the name of development, we are destroying these forests, which are the place, habitat of other organisms. The man has intruded in their area, causing loss of biodiversity. Different type of problems have arose because of that, such as soil erosion, removal of plant cover expose the fertile soil to wind and water, floods, destruction of the wildlife, climatic change. But there are certain people who are totally dependent on the forest. They are known as stakeholders. The first and foremost important stakeholders are the people who live in or around forest and depending on forest products for various aspects of their life. They are getting food, timber, and other substances which are required for their daily requirement, you can say, are on the forest. They live inside the forest and follow their own rule and regulation. They are known as tribals of that country. They have their own culture, cuisine, dressing, and even the treatment style. They are depending on forest and forest products. The second stakeholders who will take care after the tribes are the Forest Department of Government, which owns the land and controls the resources from the forest. Central government, state governments, and the departments under these governments, they are responsible for maintaining a discipline and a better relationship between the forest and human beings so that the laws can be made to protect these tribes as well as the forest of the country. The third stakeholders are the industrialist, from those who use the forest products for their different industries. For example, timber for the furniture industries, different type of the medicinal plants, rubber, tendu leaves for the bidi or the tobacco products, palm oil, and different other type of latex, resins, all that has been collected from the forest and used for the industrial growth. So these industry people are the most important, but the third stakeholders. And sometimes these stakeholders, with the help of the government of India, they may cause trouble to those local people or may damage the forest. For that, the fourth stakeholders are the wildlife and nature enthusiasts who want to conserve nature in its pristine form. They are doing the process of afforestation so that forest on unprotected barren lands can be made Van Mahotsav or tree plantation movement carried out twice a year by both government and voluntary agencies. Reforestation, that is, developing forest cover in the area which has been damaged or cleared during exploitation. Separation of commercial forestry, that is, industry should be planted separately, preferably on the wasteland, instead of wasting the land of the forest. Several people have done their work for saving the forest. Before the industrialization, Amrita Devi Vishnoi sacrificed her life in 1931 along with 363 other for the protection of the khejri trees in Khirali village near Jodhpur in Rajasthan. When the people of the king came to cut those plants, then these ladies, they hugged the plants and said, "You have to cut our body first, then only the trees." The people of the British era and the king's men, they cut all the 363 ladies with those of the plants. The Government of India has recently instituted an Amrita Devi Vishnoi National Award for Wildlife Conservation in the memory of Amrita Devi. This award is given to those who work for the protection of the wildlife. Similar type of incident happened after the independence, where the contract was given in the Gadwal for cutting the trees. The Chipko Andolan or movement originated in Gadwal in early 1970s. That was the result of grassroots level effort to end the alienation of people from their forest. The Chipko movement is the tree hugging movement in which the villagers compel the axemen to stop tree felling by embracing and forming ring circle around the marked trees. This type of the movement was led by Sundar Lal Bahuguna ji, did not allow those contractors to cut those trees. Due to the independent India, the rules were made for protection of the wildlife. The concept of joint forest management was originated by Dr. A.K. Banerjee. The major hardwood of urban is sal, a commercially profitable forest crop in 1972. At that time, there were no initiative for sharing of forest resources between the government and the local people. The forest officials, against the suggestion of his co-workers, sought out representatives of 11 local villages and negotiated the terms of a contract with an ad hoc forest protection committee. JMM is the official and popular term in India for partnership in forest movement involving both the state forest department and local communities. The policies and objectives of joint forest management are detailed in the Indian Comprehensive National Forest Policy of 1988 and the Joint Forest Management Guidelines of 1990 of the Government of India. Villagers agree to assist in the safeguarding of forest resources through protection from fire, grazing and illegal harvesting, in exchange for which they receive non-timber forest products. Thank you.